Fam, happy Friday, guys. So good start to the day so far. Bitcoin is starting to break out of this range. We've been in here for the last 2 weeks. We're now starting to pop our heads off. Now, again, we are going to attempt that $66,000 zone. Above that, we do have 70 to 72,000. So time to prepare for a short squeeze at any moment. I've personally taken 3 longs in altcoins in the market right now that I want to speak around. We have gold breaking out, we have S&P at new highs. So lots to speak around going into the weekly close this weekend. I'm here to give you guys setups today. Bring you vibes. It's Friday. Let's go.
I try and help everyone in my space, and this is what I get. I try and fight the devils, but inside I'm just like 𝗦𝗏𝗘𝗥𝗏. Welcome to Sheldon Show.
Fam, yet again, bulls are going to try, right? We've had the bears in control for many months. Bulls are getting rejected at 66,000, but we keep bouncing on supports. We keep pushing up again. And again, what we are doing is we are slowly eating away from the wall. So we are going to speak about the 2 different scenarios of another rejection as well as a short squeeze. All we're looking for is good risk to rewards, good ways to take trades that make sense in the market right now. And we're just looking for the reward to be a lot more than the risk to take place. So let's go through the first play over here. We do have the weekly in play right now. So far, good candle, right? Good candle that we are forming on Bitcoin. Good bounce so far. We're actually at the point that if we get above 65 to 66,000 by Sunday, we'll actually engulf the candle. So far, we're not seeing a big rejection candle. We're actually seeing some strength come into the market. So this is a good sign that we could actually have a very good next week. What I want to see for very bullish is I want to see us above 65,500 by Sunday, right? If I see us below that, there is a small chance of a little start of redness next week. We do now have a new support after this low, which means that right now, Bitcoin support is at 63,500, right? Anything below there opens up possibilities of 61,000. Holding that line means bullishness and get ready for the squeeze up to $69,000 to $71,000. As it stands right now, this is what you can see that's currently in play right now. Okay, we had a small scare of us losing the trend. Good news is 2-3 days later, we broke back into it, right? So far, what we're seeing here is this kind of got bears excited, but we're starting to see a little bit of a fake out, right? Broke back above, closed above, and now we're seeing some strength. Now, the next thing we want to do is obviously track the trends and the top trend at the top. And as you can see, we rejected the last 2 days, keeping this resistance of 64,500. Okay, now we're starting to break through. So a very good sign we want to see today is a close outside of this trend. Then it is very likely we are going to attempt the highs and get Bitcoin up to 67 to 66,000, right? That is where we're very much looking. So we looked at a couple of plays of some short-term positions right now as it stands, right? Here's type of trade setup from here to the top. Again, the next areas is the very important 200-day moving average, right? Which is sitting at $70,000 to $71,000. So that's kind of the setup right now for the long setup as it stands. If I'm someone that wants to be a bear, right? I'm very much being a bear up at this area over here, right? It's basically the previous highs. If we decide to lose that area, right, that is kind of where I would want to be a bear. Right now, as it stands, the bullish scenario is basically in play. Now, this is trade setups I'm speaking about now. I want to remind you again, when it comes to high time frame, just where we're at. We put a good monthly in last week. And if I'm an investor in the markets, right, I'm very much looking at this range, right, for me to accumulate Bitcoin, right? Specifically when it comes to altcoins, I'm looking to accumulate in this range over here. The main 618, the healthy pullback that you get in pullbacks, right, in the markets, good zone to accumulate. This is the long-term plays of me buying now, keeping for a couple of months, right? Those are all in very much buy zones and accumulation zones of where we are sitting. So the play I'm seeing for the next couple of hours, or specifically over the weekend, right? The 2 scenarios that I'm looking for, right, is, I'll give you 3, right? The first one is we actually really start pushing up today and we actually see a squeeze into the zone. Very likely we get here by Sunday, small start of redness on Monday, and then we push up during the week up to those areas, right? I also want to remind you guys that if we just do decide on the next pump to get above here, right, things are on, right? We're on for a strong push up to 90,000 closer to the end of the year, or Q3, Q4. At any moment, the market will come for a strong speed up. Okay, so it kind of means that scenario 1, I'm longing this breakout now with stops below. Okay, there is a scenario where I can allow it to move first, then buy over here. I spoke to you guys the other day around the grading. So right now, if you look at short time frame, grade A, grade B, grade C, grade D trades. So right now, grade A, grade B, these are the ones that make money, right? C and D, you don't want to be buying and chasing, right? That is the basic play over there. If I'm turning bearish today, we need to see rejection pretty soon at around 65, and we need to see daily closes between today and tomorrow below 64,000. Then it's telling us fake out, and then it is telling us that the next areas we're looking for interest is $61,000, right? And then obviously the third scenario, right, is that we actually see a here slow down, and then we see pops. Right, that is a possible scenario that we are seeing. Now, a couple of catalysts to pay attention to is we do have S&P above highs, looking strong, is touching big resistance, so there might be a small pull today, okay, into nice bullishness to the upside, right? So it is looking very bullish. Gold, big breakout from gold. Gold is coming into some turbulence though. Okay, so here's gold, good breakout. I've been speaking about it, but we are coming into an important trend. Right, so I do see here gold up, I see something like this, and then I see strength, something to come into this play over here. Second scenario is we explode through and we do something like this. Right, so that's where gold's sitting. Oil is looking pretty bearish. It did hold the 200-day, but as it stands right now, we could see us trickling down. Good for markets, right? And when it comes to the dollar index, this is where things will really get bullish, is the dollar losing the support zone, right? It's got an uprising wedge right now. Let's put the correct trend. There we go. And if we start losing this, okay, we're going to have a very fast push to downside, means explosion for markets. Okay, but secondly, what it's also telling us, hey, we could have a little bit of pullback from stock markets, a little bit of rejection from gold, and then we could see a release into the markets, right? So again, a type of play of there's some entries today, and there's very likely to be some entries come in the next 7 to 10 days as well. Then I want to speak around a couple positions I'm in. Right, here's the positions I'm in right now. I'm in an ETH long, I'm in a ChainLink long, and I'm in a Solana long. Those are the three positions that I'm basically taking. Altcoins are still struggling a little bit. Dominance has been showing some strength, okay? But the idea here is I'm trading only strong alts that are breaking daily trends. That's the first sign. But at the same time, just don't be surprised at anywhere in the next 7 days, we do actually see the whole altcoin market explode. But we need to break through this trend, right? But where we are sitting right now is we're sitting right on support. So good news is markets has been extremely boring. We should definitely see in the next 7 days, we should see action, right? This is support. This is an idea that we should see some strength come from altcoins here. This is where things get very bullish, okay, for a strong move up over there, okay? And this is where things obviously get extremely bearish. Right, so we've got a very nice indication when it comes to alts, which means because we're not outside of this trend, I'm only trading alts that are outside of the trend. So let's go speak around them. The first one is very much Ethereum, right? Ethereum has been breaking long-term trends, okay? Broke out of that very strong weekly, which was good, okay? We're now at the point of a squeeze. We also have the 200-day sitting at $210, right? Very likely that's where the squeeze is coming into play. Now, the trade setups that I'm kind of seeing today and why I went long was the break of this resistance and the test of support, right? So that's kind of my long areas on ETH. I drag the bottom trend, and it means my stops are sitting the mid-1800s, right? That's kind of where my stops are sitting for the short-term play now of us exploding at any point over the weekend or specifically over the next 7 days. But this is one altcoin that's on the other side of the trend and one that we obviously see showing strength. Ethereum dominance breaking above 200-day moving average again, as well as holding the 200-day moving average against Bitcoin. So ETH is definitely in power. Then the next one I want to speak around is Solana. So Sol came back to trend, now bouncing beautifully. Okay, so for me, my first play is I'm buying a bit of Sol here. Now, I want to double my position once we break the top trend. But the first position I am taking is right now, right? It's basically building a position. My position is at 73.17 is where I got into the longs with a stop loss at 72. Right? But I only bought 50%. Confirmation of us closing above $75 to $76. Then I'm seeing a push up to 84 and into the hundreds a little bit later on in the year. So Solana is the second one that I've longed. Then the third one that I've longed is ChainLink. ChainLink has been hugging the long-term day trend. So if you look at ChainLink, there's the long trend. We're hugging, we're breaking the 4-hour. So I'm taking a position on ChainLink. Again, 50% in right now and 50% I will confirm, right? Once we have this pop, I'll be adding another 50% into these plays. My ChainLink right now, tight stop loss, sitting around the 8.15, right? Tight stops for now. So I'm kind of taking shorter term entries when it comes to those. Those are the strong ones that I'm seeing right now in the markets. As you can see, XRP is not looking too great right now. A lot of tokens are not looking there just yet, and that's because the 𝗬𝗏 is not sitting above this trend. This is where all altcoins go crazy and a lot of opportunities. So for now, I'm playing bets on altcoins that are breaking through the major areas. Guys, anyone that doesn't have Bitfunded right now, I would say it's one of the most important tools you can add to your toolbox right now. The market's getting to a point where it's ranging. You can pass your levels. You can get your accounts funded. You can trade with a small amount of capital, right? And ultimately get to trade with a lot more. So I want to show you guys the challenges and the deals that we have in play right now. There's a link below in the description, right? We do have 50% off two-step challenges right now today. Buy one, get one free, link below in the description for you guys. Just to show you what that looks like yet again. Okay, you pay $79 and you get to trade with $5,000 once you trade the account or pass the account. You can leverage it up to 5x, right? So with basically $79, you can trade up to $25,000 and $5,000, right, if you don't use any leverage. So that's the easiest way to have size in the market right now, but not use a lot of your capital. They would also have, guys, next week, I'm giving away money on the Wednesday stream for 𝗬𝗏𝗃, right? But we also have these guys coming up and saying, hey, if you do use my referral link, complete the event requirements. We have a nice little P&L board here. Right, we're giving away money. First place gets $1,500. This is P&L. But you also get $100. 5 random winners get $100 each by using the link. So there's a link below in the description. Shout out 𝗬𝗏𝗃. Thank you guys for everything. And guys, that is it. Have a fantastic weekend. And I'll see you guys all next week. Guys, any moment now, a lot of action is going to happen. Join the show. I'm going to be the best altcoin show. Many altcoins to come. The time comes. I'll see you guys next week. Lots of love. Bye-bye.